Hello and welcome to the new LogRhythm Tech-to-Tech enablement video series. Tech-to-Tech sessions are short videos made by our technical experts for your technical experts. The videos are hosted on the LogRhythm community website and are led by LogRhythm sales engineers, technical product managers, and others who will share their product knowledge, industry expertise, and customer experiences. My name is Sean Heffley, and I'm a sales engineer for LogRhythm, and I support various regions on the East Coast. Today, we will focus on the LogRhythm and Palo Alto integration. In this short video, you'll learn how LogRhythm can automate tasks using Palo Alto's API, resulting in quickly remediating threats. I'll begin with 2 slides followed by a live demo. Now, this is an excellent overview of how LogRhythm and Palo Alto integrate. Palo Alto logs, whether they are the next-gen firewall, threat intelligence feeds, traps, wildfire, they come in a LogRhythm as syslog, and we use our machine data intelligence fabric to normalize, classify, prioritize, and aggregate these logs. They are then presented in dashboards on the Threat Lifecycle Management platform. They are also sent to LogRhythm's Advanced Intelligence Engine, where they are correlated with other logs to find anomalous behaviors. If an anomaly is found, you can automate the remediation of the threat by using Smart Response. Also note that a reason why LogRhythm has been so successful in obtaining and keeping new customers is the LogRhythm Labs team. Labs has an excellent pulse on the cybersecurity landscape and not only writes the parsing rules, they also write correlations and compliance packages to support our out-of-the-box content. Now, I shared this slide because I think it's an interesting use case and worth mentioning. This is an actual screenshot from a LogRhythm customer who uses Palo Alto extensively. They are using Palo Alto's Autofocus to bring in high-value known threats supplied from their over 45,000 customer base, and then uses a third-party tool called MindMeld to aggregate those feeds. They then use our threat intelligence service to pull the feeds into LogRhythm. The result is that when an internal device attempts to communicate with a known bad URL or IP address, they have high confidence that the alarm generated is legit and not just noise. Now, I'm going to perform a short live demo in LogRhythm's sandbox environment and focus on our integration with Palo Alto. First, I'm going to a malicious website, example.com, and we'll come back to this later. Also note that I am already logged into the Panorama management interface for Palo Alto, and we do already have an object in here labeled LogRhythm Smart Response, and there's one IP address in here now that we are blocking, and we will come back to this later as well. So here is our web UI. As you can see on the top left-hand corner, we have Palo Alto areas of concern. This is what we call a top classification. We filter up all the important things to our events, our dashboard, and this is what the result is from a lot of the Palo Alto events that are coming into our sandbox environment. From the classification, we take a step further and we classify what we call common events, and that's what this widget in the middle is. And then on the right hand side, I'm going to focus on the outbound traffic, not US. Here, an internal host is communicating with a host outside, which would be suspicious if your company doesn't conduct international business. And this filter that we have in here, of course I have filtered out the United States because most of the traffic is contained within the United States, but you can filter out any country that you want. And at the bottom, we have our threat activity map. Obviously, we're using geolocation within the LogRhythm product, and these are all from the logs we're receiving from the firewall, Palo Alto firewall, and I can use my mouse and scroll in and out. I'm going to scroll over the United States and even over Colorado. You could see that most of the traffic is over Boulder, Colorado, where LogRhythm is headquartered. I can scroll out and move to another part of the world, and let's say I scroll into, how about the Netherlands? And you can see that there is quite a bit of traffic in and out of the Netherlands. You can think of origin, the blue, as being the source and impacted as being the destination. I can double click on any of these data points. I'm going to double click on the Netherlands, and you can see the search on the bottom left hand corner, and whenever it's complete, it's going to tell me, and I can select it and look at those logs. I could do that on any of these widgets above here. For example, I can double click on the Netherlands up here. If I double click on the Netherlands, you'll see what happens. It's going to bring up a new tab. It's going to bring up a new tab, and it's going to show all that traffic coming in and out of the Netherlands. Also note here that in this analyzed dashboard, we have 5 hosts inside of our sandbox environment that are communicating with these IPs that are located in the Netherlands. And it looks like it's mostly web traffic and a little bit of DNS. Now I can continue to drill down and do an investigation within this web page. If I want, I could double click on any of these widgets and drill down deeper, but right now I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go back to the main web UI, and I'm now going to select the alarms tab up top. When I select that, you're going to see all the active alarms that have triggering in our sandbox environment. These are all alarms we've seen, incidents we've seen in various customers, and we've duplicated within our sandbox environment. And I'm going to focus on this risk score of 84 that came in recently. It's our Panorama Threat List Communications. And when I select this card on the right-hand side, under the Inspector tab, you're going to see some details regarding this alarm card. I can scroll down. I know that this IP address that starts with a 93, I know that that resolves to example.com. And there's many other things you could do within our alarm dashboard. I'm just going to brush over it because there are many other videos that go deeper into using the alarm dashboard. But you note that I can hit the drill down button. When I hit the drill down button on the card, the search happens on the bottom left-hand corner, and it's going to return the results of the logs associated with the creation of this alarm. I can also create a case. If I hit the suitcase button, you can see the option of creating a new case. And again, I'm not going to do that right now, but please take your time to look through our case management videos that you'll find out there on the web. I'm going to focus now on the smart response. The smart response, if I scroll down on the inspector tab on the right hand side, you'll see that there are 2 smart responses associated with this alarm. The one being add IP address to address group, and the other one is add a fully qualified domain name to an address group. And in our sandbox, we have the IP one set up. So I'm going to hit the approve button on the smart response. When I hit this approve button, it's going to kick off a PowerShell script that's going to connect to the API of Palo Alto and add the IP address in question to the block list. Now, you can utilize other scripting languages other than PowerShell. You can use Python or Perl. Some customers utilize that. But of course, this one is one that LogRhythm supports, and you could download right from our website and follow the instructions and integrate it within your environment. So since I did kick off this smart response, we're now going to go to the Panorama interface. And if I hit the refresh button on the top right hand corner, you'll see that that IP address of example.com was just added to the block list. And you can see the commit is already committed as well. So we automate that whole process for you. And again, you don't have to hit the approve and deny. Many customers automate this process as well, but for demo purposes, we have it configured for approve and deny. Also note, if I go back to the example.com and I hit Control F5, which refreshes the web page, it's going to try to connect, but it never will connect. And you can see it's connecting on the bottom left-hand corner, and it never does connect. Now you just saw how LogRhythm's ideal set of combined capabilities can be used to easily to realize the end-to-end threat lifecycle management. Specifically, LogRhythm's out-of-the-box content allows you to quickly lower your mean time to detect and mean time to respond by using any log source, including Palo Alto. I hope this recording was insightful, and we would love to hear your feedback. Feel free to post your questions or comments regarding this video and others like it in the video section on our community website. Thank you.